What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here for some more content for you guys, and we had to bring up these topics today, as obviously we all heard the situation with Bentancurs, Sonny. Bentancurs made some unsavoury comments, to say the least, and he did issue an apology straight away to Heung-min Son for the comments that were made. And now we have heard from Heung-min Son, as Spurs sent out a tweet earlier on today saying, following a comment from Rodrigo Bentancurs in an interview video clip and the player's subsequent public apology, the club have been providing assistance in ensuring a positive outcome on the matter. This will include further education for all players in line with our diversity, equality and inclusion objectives. We fully support that our captain Heung-min Son feels that he can draw a line under the incident and that the team can focus on the new season and ahead. We are extremely proud of the diverse global fan base and playing squads. Discrimination of any kind has no place at our club, with our game or within our wider society. And Heung-min Son did issue a statement earlier on today, and he says, I've spoken to Lolo. He's made a mistake. He knows this and has apologized. Lolo would not mean to ever intentionally say something offensive. We are brothers and nothing has changed at all. We're past this, we're united, and we'll be back together in pre-season to fight for our club as one. Sonny.
Yeah, and I don't expect anything less from Heung-min Son. This is the kind of response I did expect from him. I'm delighted that he's accepted Bentancurs' apology, and hopefully we can move on from it. There are some other fans who are not as happy with the situation even after the apologies. They think that, especially there's some Asian fans who think, the apology should go to all Asian fans, not just to Sonny, as they were also offended by the situation. I do understand that. So, look, it's not for me to say whether this apology is sufficient enough or not. That's for other people to decide. But I do understand that kind of reaction. But when it comes to Sonny, he's our club captain. Obviously, him and Bentancurs are good friends in the football club. And Sonny was always going to be a leader in this situation by being, the person to accept Bentancurs' apology. But it's up to other fans who were offended by Bentancurs' comments, whether they feel like it's enough to draw a line under it or not.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think from Tottenham perspective, obviously it's up to each and every individual person to take it as they will and to make their own decisions on how they feel. But in terms of how Sonny feels, I'm glad that Sonny can just put a line under it now and everyone can just move forward. Kick It Out, actually, before this whole Sonny comment did come about, did say that Kick It Out has received a significant number of reports about Rodrigo Bentancurs' comments regarding his Tottenham teammate Heung-min Son. These reports have been already sent to the club and relevant authorities. We recognise Bentancurs has acknowledged the offence caused. However, it highlights a wider issue that heavily affects the East Asian and wider communities. We'll be seeking to address these broader issues in the coming season. Which was, quote, retweeted by COYS, and says, a lot of the comments to this are a disgrace. There were a lot of comments underneath saying, can't we just move on, blah, blah, blah. And he says, can't we move on? What a joke. And people really want to talk about kicking racism out of football. I'm going to say it again. Unless you personally have been racially abused, you have absolutely no idea how it feels to be discriminated again in such a way. Zero idea. So it's obviously not nice to see these kind of comments underneath. And, as Jewish people ourselves, we have seen things over the course of the years surrounding that kind of situation. So I guess we can understand to a certain degree, but everyone obviously feels a different way.
It's up to each person. obviously no one can tell someone else not to feel offended by a situation and to just move on from it. If that's how COYS feels, then he's well entitled to his opinion. I'm not going to comment whether he's right or not. I don't really feel it's my place to tell him he's wrong or whether it's my place to say he's right. But that's it's a fair enough opinion.
We'll get back to that situation in a second, but some really horrible news coming out of France and Lille in specific last night. Lille put out a post saying, press release, Lille informs that Nabil Bentaleb suffered from illness the evening on Tuesday, June the 18th. He was immediately taken care of and sent for hospitalization to the Lille University Hospital. Lille accompanies Nabil as closely as possible during this ordeal and gives him all the support And there was a press release attached to it. Spurs quote retweeted it saying, "We're sending all our love and best wishes to Nabil. Everyone at the club is with you." There was rumours, I don't think it was officially confirmed, that it was a heart attack, that he did suffer cardiac arrest, which is shocking for someone of obviously Nabil's age. We've seen it a number of times over the past few years. Obviously, Christian Eriksen was one, I think, 3 years ago out in Euro 2020. But obviously, all our thoughts are with Nabil at this really hard time, and his family, of course.
Yeah, wishing him a speedy recovery. I really hope it wasn't a heart attack. I can't really say whether it was or not. I'm not in the hospital, so I don't know what exactly. I can only go off what I've seen. Those are the rumours, but we don't really know, so we can't confirm for sure. Let's just hope he has a speedy recovery, and to be so young and for his, if he's really under serious threat, that is a horrible situation. So I really hope that he pulls through.
Simon Yameni has quote retweeted Son's reply to Rodrigo Bentancurs, saying, "Son accepted Bentancurs' apology as expected. Glad this got cleared up before the pre-season, as it would have acted as a distraction unaddressed. Would personally have said something to the South Korean fan base if I was Lolo, but that might still come. For now, this is over."
I think that second to last sentence is probably correct, and I do think he should probably send a wider apology, not just to Son, as much as, of course, Son is going to be at the centre of things, seeing as he's our captain, and he said something racist or derogatory against, Asian people. We have an Asian captain. That's obviously he's going to be the focus, but I think the wider Asian community should have also been addressed in the apology. That's probably correct.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think maybe he's got to realise that this didn't just hurt one man, and it hurt many, many different people, and all these different people do need to be addressed. COYS Spurs quote retweeted the kick it out statement saying, "This hasn't been handled correctly either by the club or by Bentancur. Just apologising to Son wasn't it. He should have apologised to the entire Asian fan base, which continually supported him while he was going through a hard time. The more time Bentancur takes, the worse it gets." And obviously it's hard for us to really comment, but we do kind of resonate with these kind of feelings, and like we just said, the wider Asian community do need to be addressed in this situation.
I agree. I think he should, and it's up to him to do it. It's up to anyone who feels offended whether they want to accept the apology, and that's that.
Joel Kim has tweeted out saying, "Swansea have inquired about Yeom Jing Song. According to Sports G, the EFL side Swansea City have reached out regarding the winger, midfielder / striker. Yeom Jing Song is in the early stages of discussion, so it looks like another Korean could be joining English football."
Yeah, there seems to be a bit of an influx at the moment with Bae Jun-ho from Stoke. There's a player who plays for Birmingham as well at the moment.
Yeah.
So definitely see
Brentford as well.
Brentford. Who came through the academy, I believe, didn't he? So looks like there's been maybe a bit of an influx of Korean stars coming to England at the moment. That's really positive to see.
Does that tell you maybe the direction in which Korean football is going at the moment?
I would say so. And then if you look at the team, it seems to be going in a positive direction. There's a lot of young stars coming through. So let's hope the Korean national team has a real bright future.
Kieran has tweeted out a quote from Arda Güler, Turkey's Real Madrid star, saying, and he was commenting about his goal after the Georgia game, and he says, "I did it just like my idol Son did against Arsenal. He's the greatest player in the world, and I want to play with him at Spurs one day. Truly inspirational."
Wow.
I'm not sure. Did he say, "I want to play at Spurs"?
This has got to be a fake quote. There's got to be a fake quote. Surely it's not real. Come on. But I'll take it. We take
real and fake quotes here on We Are
come
Tottenham TV as gospel. Sonny, Sungi Phil says, "For Sonny it was personal indeed. It's up to him to forgive Bentancur or not. But for Bentancur, it wasn't only that he disrespected Sonny, but the whole Asian community. It's best that he makes a public apology again, actually properly to the Asian community, not just to Sonny." So I guess, look, we can't really add too much on that, seeing as we have addressed it in the last 3 or 4 tweets. But again, I'll reiterate it, that Bentancur does need to address the wider Asian community. And last but not least, Fabrizio Romano just chiming in as well and giving us the what Son has replied to Bentancurs, which we alluded to earlier in the video. So let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. Our thoughts are with Nabil Bentaleb at this very hard time for him and his family, and we wish he does make a speedy recovery. But thank you everyone for joining us today. Like, subscribe and comment, and as always, come on you Spurs.